came to light when I was victimized in one of these robberies, but it was never about me. It was about making people in power accountable and fixing a problem that had been festering far too long. A pawn shop near downtown Detroit. We're zeroed in on the guy in the gray sweatsuit. You've probably figured out already what he's got in the bag. My Channel 7 laptop stolen in a smash and grab robbery. I got nailed just like hundreds of others outside the Wayne County Juvenile Court. Right now, the big picture. How our Channel 7 investigation stopped an outrageous crime spree. Somehow, this guy wound up with my computer and sold it to the pawn shop. I'll tell you about him and how he claims he got my laptop in a minute. It all started when someone smashed my window and stole my Channel 7 MacBook outside the juvenile court. Then I found out it was happening on a daily basis. There were piles of glass everywhere. People visiting the courthouse were sitting ducks. There was absolutely no security outside, and the crooks were having a field day. It's one thing to tell people about crime, quite another to actually show it happening. I figured if I could catch one of these smash and grabs on our undercover camera, it would force someone in power to do something about it.
I got him. He's busting out the window.
It didn't take long to get him. They smashed a window with a screwdriver, crawled in through the broken window, and left less than a minute later with 2 purses. We saw them run with 2 bags.
They stole our purses out of our trunk. My keys are in that.
It was painful to watch when the victim showed up and realized they'd been robbed, but it certainly got the attention of people in high places.
I think what the public really wants is they want to hear from that end of the table that you guys feel like you have ownership of this problem and you're going to solve it. Not that this is business as usual.
City Councilman Gary Brown held a hearing demanding action from police.
I saw Scott Lewis's report, and it was just shocking how brazen the individuals were.
The chief of police, the Wayne County executive, the court administrator, and the county sheriff all got involved. They promised to do something, and they did. Within days, sheriff's deputies were patrolling around the courthouse, 2 cars at a time, all day long, and they're still out there. Detroit police stepped things up, too. The smash and grab crooks were working out of the Diggs homes, a public housing unit across from the courthouse. Detroit police came in here and did a zero-tolerance enforcement. They cracked down on everything from loitering to littering.
Some of those people that were hanging out and loitering, they had warrants. So when we put them in the system and we found out they had the warrants, we arrested them.
They even confiscated a shotgun similar to this one. With the help of Diggs residents, police got the names of about a dozen people who have been doing the smash and grabs, including the 2 we got on tape. But even with the video and the names, they can't arrest these 2 because the victims refused to press charges. No complaint, no crime. Detroit police came up with another effective tool. Because taxpayers subsidize the rents here, the government has some leverage. The law says if you let a criminal onto your property, you can be evicted almost immediately.
And it's called the one-strike rule. You don't get to do this twice. You only get to be involved in this type of activity once.
And if you're caught, you're out.
And if you're caught, you're out.
The Detroit Housing Commission sent this notice to every household, warning that the one-strike rule will be enforced. And what's happened to the smash-and-grab crime spree outside the Wayne County Juvenile Court?
It has virtually stopped. It's amazing.
Dr. Dave Martin tracks crime statistics at Wayne State University with a software program he designed for Detroit police. Martin says they were getting 15 to 20 smash-and-grab reports a month before our story aired in late September.
There's only been 1 theft from a vehicle in October and none so far in November of this year.
Martin says this is a perfect example of what can happen when police take a targeted approach to fighting crime. So what about my laptop? How did it wind up here? And how did it almost slip away again? When it was stolen, I made a police report, and the police put the serial number in their computer database. That way, if it ever turned up, they could grab it. When it came into Al's Jewelry and Loan, they sent the serial number to Detroit police. But for some reason, the police pawn shop detail never responded. So after 14 days, the pawn shop was clear to sell it.
So you were within minutes of selling this thing?
Yes, I had a customer on his way to come pick it up.
But when Andy turned the computer on to check it out, look what popped up.
When I saw your name on it, I decided I should give you a call. After seeing your news story about all the cars getting broken into.
So I got my computer back and I started looking into the guy who pawned it. His name is Tyrus Samuel. He has a conviction for drug possession in Harper Woods and another possession charge pending in Detroit. I went to Samuel's last known address and let his neighbors know I was looking for him. The next day, Tyrus Samuel turned himself into police. Samuel told police he bought my laptop from somebody he didn't know in the parking lot of an East Side party store. He said he needed it for school, and he decided to pawn it because the keys were sticking. Our IT guys checked it out, and the keyboard was working fine. Detroit Police Sergeant John Falk says he'll seek a warrant charging Samuel with receiving and concealing stolen property over $1,000. Police know who actually smashed my window and stole the laptop, but they don't have enough evidence yet to make an arrest. Channel 7 reimbursed the pawn shop, and we appreciate their honesty. Back to you.